Hello. You know what? I'm going to get out of the way right here. Yeah, pastor is filled with hot air. But this may not be your typical children's message that our super little ones can identify with as much today, as the message is geared kind of more to our older kids. But I'll try to keep them interested by using, you guessed it, balloons. But let's face it, we're all kind of children of God. And besides, some of you share with me that you get more out of the children's message than out of the message. So I guess here we go. But let's say that someone tells you something about their day, something that they're super excited about, maybe something they saw, maybe something they experienced, something that they just got, or maybe what they do is they share with you that they had a bad day and that they're kind of sad. But we're going to keep things light for today, if that's okay. Now instead of keeping the focus on them and what they just shared, what we tend to do is we tend to share kind of a similar story that may be a little bit, bigger, or maybe a little bit stranger, or maybe, let's see here, a little bit cooler than what was just shared. And sometimes the reason we share a similar story is that they know that we can identify them and share in their similar experience, but sometimes that's not what's needed. All they need for someone to do is just simply identify with them and maybe be happy with them or excited with them or to be encouraged. And in fact, what winds up happening to our response to the story, that we share a story to their story, is that it kind of deflates their story a little bit, and we overshadow their story, and we make it about us. And that person winds up feeling badly and maybe a little bit deflated. Well, for example, like let's say that you just got, your friend just tells you, yeah, I just got a new game for my gaming system, but then you come back with, I just a new gaming system, or they sell you, I just ate a hot jalapeno pepper, and then they come back and say, well, I had a ghost chili, or maybe they say, oh, I got a puppy, and you're like, well, we just got a whole litter of puppies. Let's see here, what else? Well, or maybe, you share a story about how you watched The Little Mermaid in your own fort that you made, but then they come back with something like, well, I watched it in Hawaii, of all places. Where's that balloon? In Hawaii, that they watched in their fort. Or maybe they tell you that they got a new 2020 car, and then you say to them, well, I got a 2021. I heard that there's problems with the 2020. Who knows? But you see, we build our relationships with others by listening and focusing on them, rather than always trying to find something bigger or better or stranger or maybe even much cooler. What would it mean for us to speak ways to uplift and affirm and encourage those around us? You see, in our reading for today, we heard about Mary's visit to Elizabeth. Elizabeth could have easily made the conversation about her and what was going on in her own life, as God had answered her prayer. But she turned to her heart and her attention towards Mary and what Mary was going on in her life. Imagine what that meant for Mary in that moment as Elizabeth just simply focused her attention on her and what was going on in her life. Maybe that's something that we can learn from. Maybe it's about how we respond to others as they're sharing a story with us, a joy, a celebration, or maybe even a worry or fear that they're focusing on. Maybe just giving them attention is everything that they need or want. That would be walking with them in the joys of life, in the strange things of life. Well, how this lightsaber get in here, or just any other time in between. Amen.